Back. Last video we got cut kind of short, but I got the crop finished. This time I want to show you the next process in doing your pottery. You may not want to do it, but it's a normal process. This is a pot that I made out of the Ohio River clay. And what we're going to do is we're going to trim this up. This is dried to what they call a leather hard. It doesn't really get on your fingers when you rub it. It might be dry enough, I'm hoping. We'll start with the bottom in case it lets loose from the back. I already got the bottom done. We'll get her spinning here. I usually go left-handed when I'm trimming up. Take different cutting tools, bring it in here and kind of cut and smooth up. Yeah, see, I've got a real quality tool here. We'll try not to let it get away from us. You kind of cut away some of this. It'll level the pot up, even it up if it's not low. It might not be quite dry enough. It's sticking to my tool. Let me get her going a little faster so we don't fly off the wheel. The stuff that I cut off will fly off the wheel. Now you can tell the pot has got a little lopsided. There's a indentation along the side here that I want to get rid of. I'm going to kind of flatten this out. The inside's flat, the outside's got an indent. I'm going to trim this up. Kind of level it at the same time. So now, I don't know if it'll be my next video or later on. I want to show you a little bit of the process of collecting this clay, processing it, getting it ready to actually use on the wheel. Every process of doing your pottery, you've got a chance of losing what you just made. This right here, I could gouge it and either ruin the shape or actually even have the piece pull loose from the back and fly off the table into the tray, and I've had that happen. But I always say, if you ruin a piece or a piece flops, or no big deal. You can reuse that clay later and make something else. It just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, smoothing her up. Another reason you trim is when the clay's wet, it can't be real thin. It depends on your clay body, but if it's real thin, it's not going to want to stand up. This clay body from the Ohio River, you got to keep it pretty thick, or it'll collapse on you. Now this piece here, it was pretty perfect, but as it sat, gravity took a hold of it. And gravity plus uneven drying has warped it just a bit, and the trimming will also help take care of that. You can tell the top isn't quite right. It's kind of wobbly looking. Well, that's as it sat. Part of it has settled and it warped. We can take a little bit of that warping out as we trim. You don't want to push real hard if you're plane's still a bit soft. It just takes a little bit of feel on how the piece is dried. Let's stop the wheel for a minute. You can see the smoothing process is not going too bad on here. Now the inside won't need trim. The outside we're really looking at. I want to make, well, you look at the inside, and you want to bring it in, you want it the same thickness all the way through so that it dries completely evenly. You want to try to go in here a little more. We can round this top part out. Grab this other tool. Rounded tool, we get in here and clean this out. Now that stuff is sticking in the tool. That can actually gum up the works. So you don't want to leave that in there. This one's a little bit drier. It wouldn't stick like that. I'm going to have to super glue this or something. I'll say this piece here got stuck. It trimmed off, but it stuck right back. It's not stuck good. But if you're gentle, you can take and grab a hold of it, work it off of there. If you try to get it and you're not gentle, you're going to stick it right back to your pot, and then it's going to have the same effect as one of your clay boogers and cause you problems. Oh, now we'll take a feel down in here. Hopefully this clay's not too wet, right? Kind of get an idea of the thickness. Run my fingers up. Feels like it's about the same all the way down until I get about here. I think I can bring it in a little more here and bring it up to how the dimension is on the inside. Otherwise my bottom's going to be way thicker than my sides and top. I'm going to go in. You got to watch because when you get in the thicker part, it may still be real soft on the inside. And what you're doing, you're peeling away the dried part. You'll grab a soft part and your tool just go right in and grab it real hard and take a big chunk out. And then you may lose what you're doing. Try to get the top's not real wobbly. We're going to try to trim it up just a hair more without, try to do it without ruining it. Hold that tool at one level. Now the pieces that's falling inside, don't go trying to grab them. If you do, you're going to make them stick to the inside of the pot. No pressure. If you apply too much pressure here, you're going to go right into your lip. Oh, I felt it off the grab. Now I don't hold this tool real tight. That way, if it grabs, it's going to pull it out of my hand and it won't cause as much damage. Finish trimming up that very edge down here. Alright. Now this on top, I just lightly brush it off. This right in here, I'm I'm going to take this little ribbon tool. I'm going to put a line in there, kind of clean it up. Just the first part here will make the actually do cutting. Still kind of wobbly, so it's hard for me to hold it. We got a little indent going. Take the other side, which is like a smooth ball. Press it in there, just kind of smooth that cut out. These are all tools and techniques that weren't used by the Adunia Indians. Like I said before, well, due to memory limitations on the camera, I didn't get to show you exactly how I did this here, but what I did, I took the pot, I turned it over, and I trimmed that out, put a foot on it, trimmed the inside so that the foot would stand out. Well, the last things I do now, I can take the pot, make sure the bottom is strong enough to do it, and I don't want to bend up my pot. I made this tool here, it's got my initials in it, so I can make my mark into the bottom of the pot. You gotta be careful, you don't want to shove your tool through it. So there I've got my initials and my mark in the pot. And now all I got to do is just take and put this, set it to the side and let it dry up my bat a little bit so I can reuse it, and the pot's ready to be fired.